Okay, this is like my 7th take. I'm just gonna go with it, whatever I say. Hi, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jess from Planner Flotsam, and this is part 2 of my 3-part series for how I get photos from my mind onto Instagram. In my last video, I went through the different ways that I take photos, so if you missed that, go ahead and check it out. Today, I'm going to talk about how I edit my photos. I use 2 apps, both are free and available on Android, and I assume iPhone. I don't know about iPhones. One is called Adobe Lightroom. It's free for the phone app, and the other one is called Snapseed, and that is also a free resource. So I will show how I edit my photos in both of those different programs. Stay tuned for the next one where I'm going to just talk about how I get stuff ready for Instagram, how I do captions and things like that. I have a couple of apps that I use that help out. So if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe and let me know if you have any questions or comments down below. Thanks. I do, after I have taken all of my pictures, these are the apps that I use for all of my Instagram stuff. I go to my gallery and I make a folder. I have this called YouTube because I am doing YouTube photos. So I have put together all of the photos that I took in my last video and I'm going to edit them. So I'm going to open it up and I am going to put it on. I'm going to open it up with Snapseed. Now, because I used good lighting, I shouldn't have to do too much editing. What's cool about Snapseed though is they have these pre-made edits. So it's just like an Instagram filter. You can just click on it. You can find a style that works for you. Like I said, Snapseed's all free, so I'm all about trying out the different things. But one thing that I do often is I just go to the tools, I choose the brush, and I like this 0.7 exposure. And you just kind of move your finger around it and it just lightens things up. And I just like the way that it really makes my planner pop. You hit check and that's done. So I also often will just go to tune image. You can make it brighter if you want. You just drag it up there. You can add to the contrast. That is always fun to do. If it's a little too much of a warm tone, you can adjust this as well. So play around with it. It's nice that it's free. When you're done, you just click done and it will save it for you in a different folder. I'm going to use this picture. No, I don't think well, it's not bad. I spent a lot of time just flipping through and finding the picture that I like the best. I'm going to use this one. This one, I'll show you how Lightroom works. Add it to Lightroom. It imports it. I'm gonna go ahead and, oh, nope, that is Instagram. That is not Lightroom. Import finished. So I'm gonna open it up. Of course, it needs an update. You go to all photos and you open it up right here. Now, with this one, you can do those sorts of changes, highlights, exposure, things like that. But there's also a thing called presets. You buy the settings from someone on Etsy and they email you a picture and then you can copy the settings and then you go to your picture and then you touch these little dots up here and no, I don't want to create preset. I want to paste the settings and it'll automatically make all of the changes you want. So this is a look that I was doing for a while on my Instagram. I don't really do photos in this style anymore, but that's an option. You can check out this one's from a company called Latte Labs, but there are dozens and dozens of presets that you can use to edit your pictures. So if you have a certain style you're wanting to go for and you want it to be cohesive, that is definitely an option. And I think those both only cost about $3. The best type of picture to edit are the ones that are, oh, come on. The best kind of picture to edit are the ones that you don't really have to. So I just love how this book picture turned out. The only editing I'm going to do is I am going to adjust the perspective just a little bit. And this is just with my phone's native app because I want this to be more centered up close. And I'm going to crop it just the smallest amount. You don't want to do free. You want to do it one by one so it stays good for Instagram. But I'm going to crop it just the smallest amount because I really want that book to be centered. I'm going to save it, and that one's done. I hope that I didn't go through that too fast. I hope you could see just a little bit of how those apps work. There are tons of tutorials on both of those apps. I definitely recommend checking out Snapseed because it has those preset filters. And so if you're wanting your pictures to have an overall look to them, that's definitely an option. The presets are also very nice if you're going for a specific look for your planner photos or book photos. Natural light is the number one key. The more natural light you have, the less you have to edit and the more consistent your photos will be. If you always take your photos around the same time every day, that also helps because then it just makes them look more consistent. So play around with those settings. I like recommending those apps to people because you don't have to put down any money. Some of the Photoshop apps and things like that, especially on the computer, are pretty pricey, but I just do all of my editing on my phone. So hopefully that gave you some ideas. If you have any questions, please let me know. And then my next video is just going to talk about how I prep my photos, the apps that I use to get ready to post. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you hopefully very soon.